Hi and welcome to my channel. So I've been in the UK for 12 years now, and there are three things that I wish I had done sooner rather than later, which means that when I got to the UK, if I had known, I would have done these things really early on in my journey in the UK. So the reason I'm doing this video is so that I can tell you what these three things are, and if you haven't done these three things, it can also help you to see the importance doing them as early on as possible, even if you're still out of the UK. This means that I'm trying to prepare your mind for when you physically get to this beautiful country so that you know what to expect and you don't make the mistakes that some of us have made. Because look, the whole purpose of my channel is making sure that I get you the best opportunities to get to the UK, but most importantly, if you're in the UK, that you're able to progress in your career, you're able to make the most of the best opportunities in the UK, and that you're able to have a beautiful life so that it's not full of regret, but it is full of excitement, it is full of compliments, it is full of, just that joy of the fact that it was the best decision ever to move to the UK. Because for me, moving to the UK has been the best decision that I've ever made. I don't regret it whatsoever. So the third point, let me just say, is something that when I look back now, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had done this sooner. So point number three is something that I hold really dear to my heart. So you want to make sure that you hear what these points are. So if you're new to my channel, obviously you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, you already know that I appreciate your time and I'm all about implementation. So I want you to leave a comment in the comment section and say, Melvis, I will implement this, because look, implementation is key. Like I say, I moved to the UK in 2021. Was it 2021? 2011, I think it was 2011. So that's a very long time. Like it's crazy when I think back now that I've been in the UK for 12 whole years. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you do want to hit subscribe right now, turn on that notification button so you're the first to be notified when I drop a new video on here. And also, if you check the comment section below, you see a link to my newsletter. If you join that newsletter, that can send information directly to your inbox about the best visa sponsorship opportunities in the UK, the best side hustle, opportunities that you can do in the UK, the best work from home opportunities that you can do in the UK. And look, let me tell you, one of the reasons why I like these side hustle opportunities and work from home opportunities is that if you're on a visa and you've got that restriction from your work, say the number of hours that you can work, some of these things can help you to be able to earn a lot more without it affecting your hours. So you need to be very smart, you need to be strategic, you need to make sure that you're getting the perfect advice when you come to this beautiful country. And that is why I'm here to make sure that I give you that information. So make sure you join that newsletter. It's not even going to take you up to 20 seconds to do that. You drop your name and email and done, you're part of the newsletter. So point number one is buying a house. Look, I wish I knew how easy it is to buy a house in the UK. The whole time that I was here, I was thinking, oh my goodness, buying a house, houses are so expensive. I'm going to need like a whole lot of money to buy a house. Oh my goodness, I better just stay and rent because I cannot afford a house. I'm just a poor nurse. Nursing pay is too low. Look, buying a house in the UK is one of the easiest things that you can do, but one of the best things that you can do for yourself, because the rents are very, very expensive, especially now with the rising costs, the inflation rate, rents have skyrocketed. The best thing you can do for yourself is buy a house. And look, there are many schemes in this country that can help you buy a house and you barely have to spend any money at all. And for most of us that are immigrants, buying a house in the UK is going to be your only house, which means that you're going to be eligible for almost all of the support that the government gives or that your workplace gives to be able to buy a house. So please, this is something that I think I bought a house. I studied for 3 years. I was a student then, and then I was a nurse for like 3 or so years before I eventually bought a house, which means that I was technically in the UK for like 6 years or so before I bought a house. That was a big mistake that I made. So please, if you're watching this, you need to get a house ASAP. I've done a whole video on this channel about buying or renting. That video is going to help you on the steps that you need to take. And by the way, in case you're wondering who I am, my name is Melvis. I currently work for the NHS here in England as an advanced nurse practitioner. So obviously I studied here as an international student, nursing, and then I stayed on here. I've progressed beautifully in my career to now working as an advanced nurse practitioner. So, career progression is what I'm keen on. Like I've said, you work from home. starting your own side business so that you can retire early without the arthritis while you're still strong, fit, and healthy, so that you can travel the world and live a beautiful life. So I have a private coaching program called Nursing Career Bootcamp, where I support nurses, carers, midwives, student nurses, students in the UK with career progression. Whether you're looking for visa sponsorship jobs in the UK, or you want to get into nursing, clinical jobs, non-clinical healthcare jobs, you're a nurse, you're thinking, oh my God, how do I progress in my career? You're a carer, you're thinking, how do I get into nursing? You know, what's best for me? I support with all of that through that program. So if you check the About section of this YouTube channel, you're going to see a link to Nursing Career Bootcamp. And look, I urge you to join that program, because when you do, whether you're buying a house, you're trying to save money, you're trying to progress in your career, you're going to get that holistic support for everything that you need in the UK. Because look, after 12 years in this country, I'm telling you that if I was to go back, in time, I'm going to be on fire, really. And that's why I make sure that the people that are part of my private coaching program, they are just on slick and they have a beautiful, smooth journey in this country to make sure that, they get the best, because I've been there, I've learned those lessons, and I can help to implement so that, yes, you get them as quickly as possible. So that's what this is really all about. So that's the first point. Buying a house, it is really easy. It's not as difficult as it seems. And you should buy a house as quickly as possible, because there's quite a lot of support out there to make sure that you get on that property ladder. You don't want to miss those opportunities. Check ASAP. And I want you to leave a comment and say, Melvis, I will implement this. So that's the first point. The second point is saving money. Look, I was like, oh my goodness, I need to work in the UK and save, because that's the best thing I can do. I need to make sure that I've got savings in my account. And I opened this bank account, I opened the savings account, and I was saving all this money. But look, let me tell you, the interest rate, miserable. I had really miserable. I think at this point I had probably saved about £30,000, which, if you think about it, is a whole lot of money. And then the end of the year, the bank gave me interest, which was less than £100. So I sat in my room and I was thinking, if I've saved £30,000 and the bank has given me interest for a year, and the interest is less than, £100, how much do I need to save up to have a reasonable amount of money or return on that investment? And I was like, absolutely nothing. I need to save millions to be able to make anything. And from there, what I learned was that I needed to be investing the money that I had rather than simply saving it. So when you save money, you then need to invest. When I say invest, I don't mean just hear about something and drop your money there and lose the money. No, you need to be wise, you need to be smart, you need to be really strategic on what you're investing your hard-earned money on. And so when I learned that big lesson the hard way, looking for like 2 years, how much interest I had and how much money, I felt that I had too much money in the bank for the amount of interest that I was given. So I decided to stop saving. By the way, I'm not saying that you shouldn't save, but I mean, I decided to be investing the money that I had, which means that when I get paid, if I do my side hustles, if I do my work from home jobs, all the money that I have, I reinvest it always in something. From that time, I kind of stopped the saving game. And look, it's been the best decision ever, because right now I feel wealthy, in quotes, even though I don't have physically as much money as I did when I was saving, which means if you log into my bank account now, you're probably going to see that I'm broke. There's absolutely nothing, but I'm able to invest all of that money in things that are very, very lucrative for me, and things that I know that in the future, those are the best investments to make. And that is what I started doing. And again, that's something that if I had known, I would have started much sooner than later. But again, it's never too late. And that's why I'm telling you, if you're not sure what opportunities you can invest in or invest on, you want to leave a comment in the comment section below. If you haven't joined my newsletter, you do want to join. If you're enjoying this content, I do want you to hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification button so you're the first to be notified when I drop a new video on here, and also like the video because it lets me know that you're enjoying content like this. If you need my help, my support with any of these things, starting your own side hustle, work from home opportunities, but most importantly, career progression in the UK, then check the About section of this YouTube channel. You're going to see a link to Nursing Career Bootcamp, which is my private coaching program. And I've supported hundreds and hundreds of nurses, carers, students here in the UK, prospective student nurses to excel, to thrive, and to just live their best lives, obviously, here in this beautiful country, the United Kingdom. So that's what it's all about. And then let's get to the next reason. So the next thing really was exploring other options. Look, when I talk about exploring other options, I mean, when I moved to the UK, I was like, hey, I want to do nursing. This is my future. This is my career path. I'm going to retire as a nurse, Florence Nightingale and the blah, de la. But look, the reality is, as I went on into nursing, other things happened in my career, and I began to think, is this really a good idea? Do I want to retire at the age of 67 working as a nurse? And I was like, actually, no, not really. But I had already been about 8 years or so in the UK when I started thinking about this. Because of everything that was going on, I was like, even though I had many things that I had wanted to pursue, but I kind of just left everything. I was like, oh my God, I'm a nurse, I'm working, I'm busy, I haven't got time. And I just carried on with work, and I ignored all the other opportunities, all the other skills that I had, all the other interests that I had. But if I had started building on those things as soon as I got to the UK, I would have been in a much better position right now. And look, this is the biggest regret that I have 12 years in the UK, is the fact that I did not begin to think about other options out of nursing. I didn't start to think about my life after nursing as soon as I got to this country. Because look, if you're watching this and you're already in the UK or you're still out of the UK, you need to be thinking immediately what other options you have about your life. What else can you do to get out of this rat race as quickly as possible? If you're working, obviously you need those 5 years before you can apply for your indefinite leave to remain in the UK. Immediately, you have to start thinking, if I want to do a side hustle, what can I do? What is needed for this particular side hustle? So that you start preparing everything that you need right now, rather than wait until 10 years from now. That was a big mistake that I made. And if I was to go back now, I'm going to start the first day that I step foot in this country, because some of us have learned the hard way. 12 years in this country, I could have done a lot more. It's not like I've done badly, but you know what I mean. But looking back, I could have done a lot more. And that's why I'm telling you all of this, because some of the things took me way too long. It shouldn't have taken that long. If you're part of my private coaching program, Nursing Career Bootcamp, you know what I say. You know what we discuss during those live sessions. You need to make hay while the sun shines. You need to take use of the opportunities, because there are lots of opportunities there to support you in this country. There are certain things that you may feel that are so difficult to achieve, but actually it's because you don't know. Once you find out how to achieve them, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, why was I even scared about this? Why was I worried about this? Look, it is something that is so achievable. It's so easy to do. There are so many streamlined processes. There's a good system in place to support every single thing. So all you need is the reassurance, the hand holding, the mentorship, and the companionship, and just the reassurance that, look, you're capable, you can do this, is what you need to do. And for me, that's what I found that I was missing, that holisticness my early days when I moved to the UK, because I was focused on my career, but I didn't really focus a lot on other aspects that would have led me to that holistic success earlier than it did. But obviously, I'm glad that I still was able to focus on that career progression, and that I've been able to progress as much as I have. But obviously, I kind of missed that holisticness of the whole process. For example, buying a house sooner, thinking about a side business sooner, thinking about work from home opportunities sooner. I could have done those things 5, 7, 10 years ago, but I didn't. I was just like, oh, I'm a nurse, I go to work, come back home. Big mistake. If you're doing that right now, you need to stop, because this rat race, it's not easy. It doesn't get better. It only ever gets worse. So as you're progressing higher in your career, you need to be thinking about other options as well. Other opportunities. What else can you do? What other skills do you have? What else is in this country that you can take advantage of? Once you're able to do that, you're going to have that holistic, I call that holistic career progression, so that you're not only focusing on your career, as in you're progressing from one stage to another, earning more, but you're thinking outside of your work, what do you have? If you were to lose your job today, are you able to live and still sustain yourself and your family with something else? That's what I mean by holistic career progression. Because right now, if I was to leave nursing today, I would still be able to survive, because I've got other things now that I've put in place that I will still have the confidence to know that, look, at the end of the month, I'm going to have at least £3,000 that I can still support myself, pay my mortgage, pay my bills, pay everything, even if I was to leave nursing right now. And for me, that's a situation that you need to be in, because anything can happen anytime. it's something I wish I had started sooner, really. And that's why I felt the need to do this video, just so that I can encourage some of you. You may still be out of the UK right now. You may feel that things are so hard, things are so tough, but you need to keep going, you need to keep pushing. If you're already in the UK, yes, it's gonna take time. You don't do all of this the same day, but you need to have it at the back of your mind to know that these are the things that you should be working on. These are the things that are going to lead you to that holistic success, because I call it holistic because it takes account of every single part of you. Rather than just looking at now, you're looking long, further along into the future. So what has been your best lesson from this? If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you do want to hit subscribe, turn on the notification button. If you know any loved one that this information can help them, please do share with them, because the whole point is that those of us who have been in the UK long enough or earlier, we can guide you, we can give you that information so that you don't make the same mistakes that we've made, and that hopefully your own situation is different. Hopefully you can achieve all these things in 5 years rather than 12 years like some of us took. You can achieve those things in 2 years rather than 5 years. You can achieve, because time matters. Some people are going to say time doesn't matter. It does matter. Time matters. It waits for nobody. So again, keep watching the videos. I've done videos here about work from home opportunities, how to start a side hustle, what side hustles you can do, career progression pathways, how to move to the UK, visa sponsorship jobs, and just all sorts of opportunities that you can think about. Because like I say, I'm all about getting that holistic success, that holistic progress, getting that holistic progression that you rightfully deserve, so that your experience here in the UK is the utmost, pleasure. And I do hope that you found this helpful. Leave a comment below and some of I will implement. If you've got any questions, leave them. Again, check out my newsletter in the comment section. Once you join that newsletter, I can send that information directly to your inbox, so you never rely on the yo-yo YouTube algorithm without knowing what is it going to be up to today, what is it going to be up to tomorrow. But it's just getting that info that you rightfully deserve. So keep watching the videos, and I'll see you in the next video.